Welcome to the Death Battle Cast. Happy holidays. We are here to do our Death Battle shenanigans. I'm Ben, voice of Wiz, of course, as usual, joined by Liam, voice of Liam.
And then writer.
And well, yeah, I suppose you do that as well. Maker of some jokes.
The worst
we also have Sam. Hey, Sam.
Yeah, maker of other jokes.
Maker of other jokes. And then sometimes maker of other jokes as well. It's Josh.
Only sometimes.
The Joker of
picky.
makes, perhaps.
Very picky about when
everybody can't
jokes.
make all the jokes because then,
right.
you know, it just wouldn't make any sense. I just make no jokes. I'm just here to be serious and kind of a buzzkill.
If I was making all the jokes, it would just be dicks and poop, and that's the whole.
That's true.
thing.
Actually, he's not. That's not entirely like untrue. Going through a Liam script, I always know because there's a dick or a shit joke within the first like 2 pages,
Farts,
probably.
yeah.
Control F.
Yeah.
Let's get this out of the way.
It's like a calling card kind of thing, right? Like everybody's got to have their thing.
Yeah, everyone has to have their voice, and this is my voice.
The voice of a lot of 20-something white men as well.
All right. So welcome to the Death Battle Cast. First of all, if you are a first member, thank you for watching this live and supporting us. If you're not first, you can sign up to watch exclusive content and see the new Death Battles before anyone else, including next week's Death Battle, our season finale. It's Saitama versus Popeye. Sure thing. It's gonna be great. I'm very excited to share this episode with you guys. We'll have a little bit more info about that later on in the show. But we also have a death battle or a community death battle to get to. Looks like we're actually doing a matchup that I've seen requested as a death battle quite a bit over the years. So this is going to be interesting. I'm very curious to see how this pans out and if this actually should be a death battle. This is one of those community death battles. We have Neo versus Wesker. So here's how this is going to work. Josh will be arguing for the one and only Neo. And Liam will be repping Albert Wesker.
The West.
Good old
Westmeister.
Wesker is such a good, like, menacing I'm a bad guy name, but then making it Albert does not really land as strong. Like, when his full name, you're just like, oh, is he an old guy or something?
You just refer to him as Wesker. The Albert is for tricking you in Resident Evil 1. You think, oh, it's my buddy Albert. And then it turns out he fucking killed everybody. And it's like, oh, all right.
Gotcha.
So he's Wesker.
But he's still Albert. You can't deny his name.
No, he's not. He dropped the Albert. It's like a he's just Wesker now. It's in all caps.
He's the villain version of Prince. It's like
exactly.
It's just Wesker.
He's just Wesker. Chris never goes Albert. That you never hear that. You just he goes Wesker, and then Wesker punches him.
He should. Maybe if he called him Albert, it would like throw him off, and he would have killed him
Wesker does
easier.
go Chris though. Because Chris is Chris. You don't go, you wouldn't go.
Well, only good guys go by their first names.
Redfield,
I guess.
That's true.
All right, yeah. Also, Redfield's that's a mouthful of syllables when you're in like the action environment. You're trying to warn somebody that there's a falling beam. You're not gonna be like, let me get all this out. Like, no.
Man.
Redfield, Valentine.
My vote is already leaning towards Neo just because it's way less complicated somehow.
Yeah, his name is a dumb fucking like it's a like, oh, it's Neo, which means new, but it also means one because it's if you switch the letters around. Whoa,
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
brilliant. All right, so it's their job to convince the jury to vote for their respective character. The jury, as always, consists of 3 seats. It's going to be me. It's going to be Sam. And it's going to be you watching this live. So there is going to be a poll in the chat in just a little bit. And you'll be able to vote on which character you think should win the community death battle. But this isn't a courtroom. We're all part of the conversation. So if you want to chime in, I've got the chat open. I'm actually going to zoom in a bit so it's easier for me to read. And feel free to let us know who you think should win and why Liam is
The best.
Maybe wrong.
person ever.
Feel free to chime in. I'm going to be
Ever.
checking out the chat throughout the show. And I want to know what you think. So let's begin, as always, with opening statements.
Josh.
I got it.
Sure. If you're good to go, Josh.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, here we go. So even before Tom Anderson became the one, before he took the pill, he was a skilled hacker. He was infamous for his ability. Neo was his code name. He broke all of the cyber crimes known to man. And I'm just bringing that up because I think it's important when we realize that all of Neo's abilities as the one inside the Matrix come from his mind, his will, his ability to stretch his mind to anything that's possible, which for him as the one is seemingly anything, right? He can fly, he has telekinesis, super speed, super strength, super durability. We see him do a lot of crazy, crazy stuff. And that power even extends to the real world where he still has telekinesis. He can still sense the world around him, even when he's blinded. So everything that we've seen him do, all that amazing stuff, like outrunning an explosion, that's all stuff that's specific to him and not just something he can do in the Matrix. So real world or not, Neo is the one. Everyone take the red pill with me and let's agree that Neo has this. He takes this.
All right.
Like how you did the red pill, blue pill analogy
That's right.
there. Yeah.
Okay, so
thematically connected it.
Neo's coming out swinging, Liam. I'm very curious to see what you've got for Wesker
always gonna
in
be
response.
Always gonna be hitting our fucking foul balls because he's going up against Albert fucking Wesker. And actually that is his middle name if you go into one of the guides, the Resident Evil 4 kind of guidebook. Anyways, what's important is that Wesker's powers are not derived from something as silly and pathetic as his mind. They're real ass powers because he is a fucking bioweapon. He is a genetically engineered super soldier that has super speed, super strength, crazy regeneration, and can turn into a giant fucking unbeatable monster unless you're Chris Redfield and you have you can punch boulders. But can Neo punch boulders? I don't think so. And certainly not as good as Chris Boulder Puncher Redfield himself. No, Wesker is... What's really important also here is that Wesker is brilliant. He's a schemer. He is an evil bastard. To be able to outthink Neo, outfight him, outsurvive him, and win. Wesker quotes that I should have prepared ahead of time. What is the shit that he says? What's like a famous thing he says?
Oh, bad
It's like
stuff. Resident Evil games have amongst
fuck
the
you,
worst
Leon.
dialogue.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Also,
Chris.
is Chris's middle name officially Boulder Puncher in the Resident Evil 4 guidebook as well? Is that a thing?
It wouldn't be in the Resident Evil 4 guidebook because he's not fucking in Resident Evil 4.
Doesn't mean
It's a
it couldn't be
Leon
in the
game.
guidebook.
I mean, wait,
Wesker is in Resident Evil 4.
It's just an aside. It's just a
You
little
can
like
play
quote
him
on
in
the side.
Mercenaries mode.
Yeah,
He's
Wesker-
Leon is friends
Actually-
with Chris Boulder Puncher.
not yet. They've never met at this point. I think
Yeah.
they may have heard of each other.
Wesker
mean,
is,
oh,
that's
like,
true. That's
not
right.
really
Yeah.
in 4 though. Like, I mean, like you said, he's in mercenary mode, but he's not in the game.
He's in one of the cutscenes.
He is?
Yeah, I believe so. Right?
What role does he have in 4?
He's like in the shadows. He's like it's setting up his Resident Evil 5 role where he's like talking to Ada. They're like part of the shadowy
Ada Wong. Yeah, okay.
post
All right.
Umbrella.
God, Ada, what a
Organization.
weird character. Why do they do that in 4? 4's so good, and they throw in they like set up the fuckery of 5, 6, and like
I will say this: every time I play 4, I am kind of like blown away by how good it is. Like just as a total aside, like I am actually like I'm met with like an existential crisis of like, how good Resident Evil 4 is.
it's excellent.
It's crazy.
I really want to try playing the new VR version of it too. I bet I've heard it's pretty great.
Yeah, that's
but
be crazy.
yeah, it's this outstandingly good game for its generation too. 'Cause
Yes.
I feel like that like GameCube, PS2 era hasn't aged exceptionally well because like every AAA game was like, we're gonna push graphics to the fucking max,
Yeah.
and then maximum graphics look like shit now, yada yada. But
yeah.
yeah,
Well, all right. The poll is up. If you are watching this live, as always, we do this at noon Central Time every Wednesday. You can vote in the chat. If you are watching this on mobile, Neo is #1. Wesker is #2. Good old Albert.
Good old
is
Wesk.
Okay, so what I'm gathering from this, based on your opening arguments,
Albert Wesker.
is sure Wesker has a lot of power behind him, but Neo seems like he's going to have a lot more versatility, and I'm curious how Wesker is going to be able to counter all of that.
Wait, real quick, just to ground level this, like Neo has all of his in-matrix powers, right? Just like theoretically, even though at the very end of like Resurrection or whichever the third one was, yeah, it was Resurrection, right? Yeah, anyway.
Revolution.
No, that's the next
Revolution.
one. Revolution.
One of those R ones.
Yeah.
He like has his one powers outside of the Matrix too, right? But we don't ever really see, like that's just like the very end of it.
He can still, we see him like he can still see code even though he's blinded. He can see the sentinels all around him. He like blows them up with his telekinesis and like guides Trinity to the source. So he still has a ton of his.
It seems like he's still
just
powers.
tied. Yeah, it seems like that means he's tied into the Matrix even when he's out of the Matrix.
Yeah, was that ever explained? I don't remember if that was ever explained.
I feel like that just alludes to the fact that is a second Matrix. Like it's a Matrix inside a Matrix, right? Like if you can see code, it's not real, and then
the real world
like,
is the Matrix.
But the real world doesn't have any code.
It's a different color code. It's yellow. In the real
well, exactly. It's coded in
maybe
Python
it does have code.
Fucking C+ or whatever.
Sam, what is atomic structure if not the code of the multiverse?
What is string theory?
Exactly. If he saw like
the
organic, like atom code, but he's seeing numbers and shit, right? Like that's not.
You can count atoms. It'll just take a while.
Just a little bit. It'll take at least a couple minutes. At least. Yeah. So
I'm sorry.
But it is officially like we know he's out in the real world, so there's no question of whether or not he can use it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then how is Wesker even gonna like shoot him when he can just stop the bullet or do whatever?
Or dodge him. I mean, he was fast enough to dodge the bullets even before he like full on became the one.
And Wesker is able to dodge bullets like even as far back as like what Code Veronica, the one that everybody played. Yeah, I mean Wesker is just as much a bullet dodger as Neo is. So in terms of speed, I don't see a big difference here. But Wesker could power through the telekinesis, and I think most importantly, like Neo really can't do the proper damage to Wesker that he couldn't heal from with his bioweapon kind of regenerating powers. You know, like those fuckers are hard to kill. Like if you've played a Resident Evil game, like a classic one, and you fight a BOW boss, it's not the last time you're gonna fight them. They're gonna come back like 3 more times. Because they can just heal from this insane damage from being blown apart and coming together again. So I don't see Neo, even with his kind of like greater versatility, being able to put Wesker down.
The ending of 5, it's been so long, but like when Chris does do a little boulder punch, they like drop him in a volcano and blow it up, right?
Yeah, exactly. It takes like full body. Well, yeah, at first he's dropped into the volcano and he does not die. The lava
and he comes back out as a humongous, like, kind of Lost August kind of monster man. Yeah,
exactly. They need to like thoroughly blow him up and then burn his body with the lava to
that still doesn't kill him, right? He survives that.
At the end of 5?
Yeah.
No, he's dead at the end of 5.
He's dead? I thought in like one of the RE movies that like he shows up again. That's supposed to be after 5 canonically. I could be totally wrong. The RE movies are wild as fuck.
Oh. Maybe you're right. Liam needs to check the wiki. Liam was pretty sure that Wesker died at the end of 5, but that would really help his argument here.
Okay. Well,
regardless, though, dropping him in a volcano is not enough. You must drop him in a volcano, cover him up, and then blow him up. 'Tis the season for a whole bunch of online shopping. But if you're a last minute person like me, you probably missed, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Carbo Tuesday, all the above. And you're lucky because you don't have to worry because we all got Honey. Honey is the online shopping tool that scours the internet looking for promo codes and applies the best ones to your cart. All you have to do is shop normally, and when you're ready to check out, the Honey button drops down and is like, hey, you want to save some money here? And you just go like, hell yeah, I do. And boom, save a little bit of money. Wow, look at that. So great. I actually have been using Honey for I don't even know how many years now, and it's awesome. Like, you just go among your internet life as normal, and anytime you're checking out for anything, you're just like, hey, Honey, what's up? And it's like, here you go, some money, or you just know that you don't have to have any buyer's remorse because there aren't coupons for it. It's perfect. It's great. Love it. And so, if you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out on free savings. It's literally free and installs in a few seconds. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid in supporting this podcast. I'd never recommend something I don't use, so get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/DBC. That's joinhoney.com/DBC.
Yeah. Okay. I'm seeing a picture of Wesker dying, and then the next section is legacy. So I'm gonna go with he died at the end of 5.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. So it takes a volcano plus an explosion plus covering up to kill him. Is Neo capable of that kind of power?
When I think about like how powerful the One is, I think about that final fight at the end of 3. When he's fighting the ultimate Agent Smith. That's like a full-on superhero fight. It's like Superman and Zod in Man of Steel. They're like flying through the city, destroying buildings, tearing up concrete, tearing up the streets. Their impacts create multiple shockwaves that span the entire area of the city. It's like they're insanely powerful in that final fight. And he only does it once, but Neo also jumps inside of an Agent Smith at the end of 1 and blows him up from the inside out. So he's capable of that, even though it's not his go-to move. So I think if he needed to, he could just do that and destroy this guy. I mean, Neo is insanely powerful.
Is he capable
fast.
Is he capable of jumping into anybody, or is it just because Agent Smith is also in the Matrix or from the Matrix?
I mean, we never get clarity on it. We only see him do it once, and it's to Agent Smith.
Seems like a reach then, Josh. Seems like a big old reach.
He's still tearing up buildings. He's still destroying a city.
He's still,
Was that
Superman
inside the Matrix or outside the Matrix?
That final fight's inside the Matrix.
Okay.
And in the Matrix, he flies. I mean, they literally say it. It's so hilarious. Like in Reloaded, Neo ends up on a mountainside and has to go save Morpheus and the Keymaker, and he flies, they say 500 miles in a matter of minutes to save them in the last moment and fly and rescue them from that highway explosion. Like, Neo is insanely fast.
Okay, yeah. All right, and we know he's capable of doing the powers outside, so yeah. Okay. Yeah, I buy that. The idea that he could just jump into Wesker and blow him up, and then he could theoretically just keep doing that, right?
I feel like the whole point of Neo is that his powers are like kind of limitless inside the Matrix. He can do like whatever he wants. I mean, they tell him multiple times that he cannot save Trinity. Like, the architect tells him again and again, there's no way you can save her. And then he just flies fast enough to save her anyway. Like, I think Neo can just do whatever he wants.
Well, okay, Liam.
But
what's your response to Neo can do whatever he wants?
I don't know about that because he hasn't. Why, if he could do anything he wants, couldn't he just look at Agent Smith and go, boo? And then Agent Smith is like, and dead. I don't think so. I saw that fucking movie, and that's not what happened. So I don't know about doing anything he wants. I think perhaps Neo's like conception of doing anything he wants is supported by kind of Western pop culture. So he thinks what his imagination gives him is that he's like a superhero that can kind of fly around. He's like Superman, rather than actually using it to the full extent of what he could do. But I mean, Wesker has survived such crazy. He's so fucking tough. Like another Ouroboros like Wesker. It's Excella, right? In one of those games. She's hit by the fucking satellite laser and was fine. So it's not. I don't think Neo could. I'm still not convinced Neo could do the same kind of damage that he'd need to kill Wesker.
Buddy Biggs and Renok24 have an interesting theory in the chat. what if Neo never escaped the Matrix? What if the Matrix just made him think that he did?
Well, yeah,
that might be what the next movie is. TBA.
Yeah, that's totally.
I mean, honestly, that was my thing of why he can still see code. It's just like he's still in one.
Well, given the information
Matrix,
that we currently have,
why couldn't Wesker just fucking turn off the computer? Why couldn't he just turning off the Matrix?
I think it's a little difficult to turn off the Matrix.
Yeah. Well, Wesker is a real person. Neo on the inside is just a fucking video game. So he just goes, no, or uses a fucking. What if he uses Game Genie? Yeah, he just uses Game Genie and creates like Matrix Wesker that can shoot lasers out of his ass.
I'm sorry. Does Wesker have a Game Genie? Does he just have like an NES stuffed up his jacket?
Why wouldn't he? He's Wesker. He's like the head of a fucking shadowy criminal organization. He can't go on fucking Amazon or Etsy and buy a fucking Game Genie.
all shadowy, evil, corrupt Elon Musk.
I mean, this
absolutely
is just basic
carry
stuff.
A Game Genie everywhere they go. Makes sense.
Yeah, it's correct.
Like, how else will they hack the world?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, like, look, like Anonymous, they used an anonymous joke in 2021. They used a Game Genie to do that stuff that they did, I guess.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Man,
wow,
we could have been doing this since the 90s. Wow.
You guys are welcome argument that I'm giving you guys all this stuff.
These tips and secrets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm going to go, like, I mean, it does sound like Neo's a lot, like, theoretically stronger, because my thing is, like, I get it, Wesker's big thing is durability, right? But
can't put the motherfucker down.
Yeah, but if you can see his code, you can just turn off those factors, right? Like, that's kind of what Neo does.
Why didn't Neo do that in any of his fights?
Yeah.
I said that with the intonation that I was like joking, but it actually is a good question.
Well, isn't Neo constantly learning more and more about what he can do?
Yeah.
So it's not like he knew right away that he could just blow up people from the inside.
It's just towards the very end where he realizes he can do some of these things. So
God, what if the Matrix? What if the new Matrix is just going to be him jumping into people and blowing them up over and over?
So great.
Yeah, why wouldn't they just do
that? That just becomes his new go-to move.
He's gonna vor Wesker? I don't think so.
That's not what. Oh my God! Wouldn't it be anti-vor? Because he's going into it, not. Never mind. All right.
I think it fits into the same kind of broader category. I think you can just
I feel like he's gonna have the like hand through the body thing that the Flash does. I feel like that's gonna be the.
And then Wesker would just like be a big monster and bite his head off. You know, he just sticks his hand through his body. Okay. That's just that's opening yourself up.
What if Neo survived? Like, could he take such a hit from Wesker?
I mean, his body certainly isn't human anymore because he gets hit by like Smith in ways that like. I think he literally goes through a building. He gets hit so hard.
Yeah,
he goes through.
They go through a lot of concrete in the trilogy.
We already mentioned. Like, you mentioned that they create shockwaves that span the entire city.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's a lot of force right there.
Yeah, like he could get, he could hold a stick of dynamite and be fine, I'm sure.
Yeah, but one stick of dynamite, what the hell is that in comparison to a space laser? Come on.
Well, that's what we're trying to figure out.
Again, I said that with the intonation that I was joking, but I just can't turn it off sometimes.
But that's what we're here to do, Liam. To be to be pathetic nerds and figure out if Neo can die or not.
Crazy. He blew some fucking rain away. Oh wow, so impressive. Oh my god, let me calc that. Raindrop times 100. Yeah, what is it gonna fucking do? Okay, no, I don't think so. Yeah, kinetic energy 5 joules probably, somewhat around there. Yeah, come on, get with the program, guys.
I will say, looking at Versus Battle Wiki, which isn't, it's pretty broad. There's lots of people who work on this, so it could be right, could be wrong. But it mentions that a Wesker is large building level because he's more durable. It doesn't really have a good example. I don't really know why they're giving him that without looking more into it. But it says Neo is large island level.
Based on
it
what
also
exactly?
it also doesn't really give a good example. It just says he could fight Smith. So apparently Smith can punch an island to bits. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't really give a lot of context in the actual page. You have to go digging. But according to these guys, Neo's pretty damn tough.
Wow, large island level. That's so crazy. Based on what though? What does it matter? What does it matter if we don't know why?
Well, let's also, I think, step
Desperate
back.
flailing.
Let's step back
Neo
a minute.
team.
Neo does know everything that could be in the Matrix, right? Like he knows all the martial arts. He knows how to use every vehicle. They kind of put that as a plot point. Like you can download it, and Neo no longer needs to download any information. He just has all of it, right?
It's not specific to anything. I mean, it's martial arts for sure, but it seems like any skill that you could learn is something that you could download into his brain.
Real quick word from our sponsor, and I literally didn't know this until just a few minutes ago, but this episode is sponsored by The Matrix Resurrections. The Matrix Resurrections continues the story established in the first Matrix film. It reunites cinematic icons Neo and Trinity, played by Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss, as an unexpected venture back into the Matrix and even deeper into the rabbit hole. It's a mind-bending new adventure with action and epic scale, set in a familiar yet even more provocative world where reality is more subjective than ever, where all that's required to see the truth is to free your mind. In The Matrix Resurrections, we return to a world of two realities. One, everyday life. The other, what lies behind it. To find out if his reality is a physical or mental construct, to truly know himself, Mr. Anderson will choose to follow the White Rabbit once more. And if Neo has learned anything, it's that choice, all an illusion, is still the only way out of, or into, the Matrix. Of course, Neo already knows what he has to do, but what he doesn't yet know is that the Matrix is stronger, more secure, and more dangerous than ever before. Deja vu. Of course, if you've been watching this episode of Death Battle Cast, you know that Neo is very strong too, so I am excited to see what new powers and abilities he shows off in this new film. So go to hbomax.com/The Matrix Resurrections to watch The Matrix Resurrections, out December 22nd in theaters, IMAX, and HBO. Can't wait to see it. All right, back to the show.
Yeah. Now, do we ever see video game consoles in the Matrix? Because Neo might know everything about Wesker.
He's playing Resident Evil.
Hey, being a hacker does not mean you're a gamer. Those are two entirely different categories.
I don't know, man.
Pretty probable.
It is the real world, although it is like the future, right? So, and the Matrix would have to.
It's like 1999, I think.
The Matrix is set in 1999, but the real world is the future.
Right. Yeah. And it is set in 1999.
Yeah.
So the Matrix would have to keep everything. What? How many Resident Evils were out in 1999?
Not 4, which is apparently important
not
for some
enough.
reason.
Not enough.
Yeah. Not 5 yet. Oh shit. Do they keep the Matrix on loop in 1999, or does it does time progress? I never understood that part either.
Didn't understand that part.
What happens when you die, in real life, when your body
going linearly?
melted?
I think
it just happens that the story begins in 1999.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
He could have potentially played the first 3 Resident Evils.
That's quite a few. That's quite a few Resident
What is he
Evils.
gonna know? Wesker he doesn't even know the full extent of Wesker's powers, because Wesker is just like superhuman dude in the first game. We don't see him come back until 5. So.
Love this idea for an argument.
He may know. May know what the creator of Wesker's intentions were for future Wesker, though.
How would he know that?
Have you followed the Resident Evil timeline? I don't even know what the intentions
known it. Yeah, you're right.
Also, did the creators even know what the intention was at that point?
Probably not. Unless they were just planning on jumping sharks. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I was just going down this path, Liam. I just wanted to see where this logic train took me.
Amazing.
That's what exploration of knowledge is. Knowledge.
Yeah.
That's what this. We follow Socratic debate. on this show, right? Yeah, I would say that that's what we do.
Mm-hmm. Like how Hugo Weaving can punch an island to bits.
Yeah. Well, because then you make that statement, and then I ask questions about it in order to.
Why would you question Hugo Weaving, Liam?
Yeah. He may also.
Why would you question Hugo? My boy Hugo.
He may also be able to become the island. He becomes like the side of a building and screams at that one point, right? Doesn't he do that?
What?
He like screams as a skyscraper.
Did you dream that?
Wait.
Sam screams as a building.
Matrix dream last night in preparation for this cast.
Oh my god!
He gets angry at some points. Are you thinking of like in the first one where like the building like the glass waves like that?
Such a cool.
Chosen Psychic Prodigy.
Cool.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday, real quick to Chosen Psychic Prodigy. If he's unless you're just saying it's your birthday, just so that I can call you out.
It's the Chosen.
Happy birthday!
Wow, he is both psychic, a prodigy, and chosen. Wow, that's crazy. That's like the thing with Voltaire and the Holy Roman Empire, but this time it's true.
What? Are you talking about Neo or?
No, Chosen Psychic Prodigy. No, you said it's his birthday in the cast. In the chat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
I was just doing a thing.
I am totally lost with the conversation now.
Jesus Christ! I thought
I
had for a second I thought I had just invented that Ben said it was somebody's birthday, and I was like genuinely like,
what's happening?
I was like, whoa! Did I just literally enter a fugue state and
we're all in our own individual matrices?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's the secret to this episode. Is you are all in a matrix by my design, and now you have to get out.
Ben's the architect.
Yep. Death Battle is kind of a matrix. We've talked about like what the framing device for Death Battle is. Like it's the idea that we're kind of putting these characters in a matrix.
I love it.
You know,
yeah.
I feel like
we load them into a program. Yeah,
we've used the term simulation before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I love that.
We are the matrix.
I don't know. I think the only time we've ever explicitly called it out was actually the Boys Battle Royale.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's meant to be a simulation where we drop characters in with no knowledge of what they're doing, essentially, outside of you just have I guess we just program a thirst to kill the first person they see. And that's it. Rules to Death Battle. There you go. Yes, it is a new WizFeet DJ. He can just put people in the matrix of his own matrix. Done. Canon. That's it. All right, and he's the one, of course, for all the matrices. Matrices?
Matrix.
Sure.
Matrices is the
matrices. Okay.
Yes. Matricizes. Matrici. All right. So what's Wesker gonna do when Neo punches him hard enough to shatter an island or whatever, and then as he becomes the volcano monster, goes inside his body and blows him up?
What feat does he have that gives him large island level stats?
Hugo Weaving punched an island.
Well, now okay, great. So I guess that answers that. Vote for Wesker in the chat. That is it's gonna be number 2, in case you guys are curious. The number 1 team has ganged up on me and is just throwing out whatever
I'm not ganging up on you, Liam. I'm just throwing you the puck so now you can present.
And I respond, this is Socratic debate. I responded to the question and you went, I don't know. So that's Socratic debate and I win.
Okay.
This is tangential. So Neo follows a white rabbit to find the Matrix, right?
Yes.
Which would make the rabbit the Matrix rabbit.
Ooh.
It's just something.
Shit.
There's something there. I just like that little thing.
Yes.
Anyways.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't. It's really hard without like the facts of like why he's like island level, right? I feel like I need more stuff, but I do feel like Wesker, you can say, oh, he's gonna do a big chomp on him with his monster face. Like I don't kind of really buy that because Neo is gonna dodge and bend and become the shape that can't be bitten, right?
And then
like I think
Wesker's
gonna
dodge in the direction of Neo and chomp him. I don't really see what
I don't think he could
the
catch him though.
But
I mean, Neo
what
can fly. Neo is insanely fast.
Also, Neo can fly, but he fights with punches and kicks. He needs to get in close to do attacks. So that flight is somewhat
Neo can
negated.
see the code. It's essentially like a type of spider sense because he knows what's going to happen. Right? Like that is what part of seeing the code is.
We're just making up rules. And Josh is just agreeing with him. That's kooky.
I didn't. It wasn't super consistent in different threads, but I did see people give Neo precognition. I didn't see that enough times to bring it up myself, but I'm just gonna throw it out there. Some people are saying he has precognition because his ability to see the code. Like you couldn't sneak up on him. He knows everything that's going around him at all times.
Based on what threads? This is redonkulous. this is just and Wesker can blow up a planet by punching it really hard. What are you going to do about that?
Okay, after looking at it, see this is one issue with just looking up random wikis and whatnot. The looking at Smith to see why Hugo Weaving is island level can punch an island. The the reason is fought on par with Neo.
Nice. Yeah, I love when it does that. I love when it does that.
Like what? What does that mean?
Shoots it back and forth.
Circle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus that was Wiki Peeps. You gotta fix that. You can't be doing that stuff. Drives me nuts.
It's all about balancing the equation. That makes perfect sense.
I'm trying.
Yeah. You just gotta balance
to use you as a resource, and I go and to go like, okay, these are the important feats I need to keep aware of when I'm doing research.
Well, that's why we actually watch the shit.
It's just an infinite fucking loop.
That's why we actually look at the shit. Yeah, but this is Death Battle Cast. Like we don't give a shit. We're just like we're not here to make an actual death battle. We're here to shoot the shit. All right. So either way, we've presented this idea that Wesker can just jump and blow him up, and that's an enormous amount of power right there, just exploding a person. He can create shockwaves across the city, smash through skyscrapers. There's a lot going on there. I think that's still a level of power that can compete with Wesker. So I'm still a little conflicted, and I definitely got to think about it for a little bit. But we're going to go ahead and move on. But in the meantime, go ahead and vote, everybody. Neo is #1. Wesker is #2. That is in the chat right now. Let us know who you think wins this community death battle. But right now, I want to talk about what's going on. With Saitama versus Popeye. Okay, so we unfortunately do not have a sneak peek for you guys today. However, we have a few announcements that I want to make about the episode. So first and foremost, I already technically made this announcement on Twitter, but I do want to announce the actors that we got for Saitama and Popeye. So Saitama is going to be played by Ryan Abedi, who is brand new to DB, I believe. Did a fantastic job. I can't wait.
Excellent.
We've got some very special scenes with Saitama in this fight. And Popeye is being played by Liam. I don't know why I said it that way, but Liam Swan is playing Popeye.
Even you had forgotten.
Like you just got it out of like an envelope at the Oscars. You're like, and the winner is Liam.
And the winner is Crash.
Like, what? I don't remember this. I could have sworn it was Chris Pratt.
It's a joke based on the fact that Crash was it was announced, but it was like kind of like Best Picture. Yeah. But yeah. Ben, tell them all how it was nepotism. How I wrote the episode.
See, Liam was writing the script, and as we were doing it, he was just like, if you don't cast me as Popeye, I'm just going to delete everything and leave, and you got to do all this work yourself. And I was like, well, I don't want to do that.
I was like, we were doing the reviews with Liam, and instead of writing Popeye, he just wrote Liam as the character name. And it was, and then below it was in a Popeye voice, which felt very odd, but it was a weird choice, and I decided to go with it. And I mean, who else would be cast?
Do Do you want to give us a little teaser on your Popeye voice here?
Oh God, I was worried you would say this.
I can't do that on the spot. Is not necessarily going to nail what it actually is for any actor. But if you want to, Liam,
I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, because you gotta like get the way voice acting typically works. Is like,
that's my like little attempt.
Without listening to a voice sample, of course.
Yeah.
So that was great. Yeah. So whenever we cast internally like this, typically we still do auditions through our normal process. And in this case, it kind of came through. It came about while reading the script. Sometimes when we read a fight script, I like to just have other people in the meeting just take the characters and just go with the voice. And Liam jumped right onto the Popeye voice and nailed it just in our script reviews. So I was like, dude, make sure to make an audition for when we do our typical audition for Popeye. And he did, came in, fucking nailed it. I'm very excited for you guys to see it.
It was literally just because I was like, as I was writing it, like the way, it's not just the voice of Popeye that matters. It's like how he talks, like what he says. Because he like he'll get like words with big like multiple syllables will like he'll fuck them up. It's kind of the same with Bugs Bunny almost. He uses certain words. So it was sort of like I had to practice. I was like writing it and doing the voice to make sure it sounded like Popeye. That was just me practicing, I guess, for the Popeye impression.
Yeah. It's a very unique voice. Yeah.
No,
but either way,
you guys are gonna wait till Sunday because you guys are gonna wait till Sunday to hear my voice.
Yeah. Voice. So hear his actual Popeye voice. Because again, like when you're recording a session, you have like voice samples and direction and things like that. It's not just
I don't want to do it really badly right now. Yeah. So hold off.
But it's gonna be a lot of fun. And man, Ryan did a really good job too. Like it is such a fun episode.
Yeah.
And the fight is, I think it's our longest fight of the year.
Oh, it is. It is.
I think so. Yeah. It's definitely season finale worthy in terms of length and how far it goes. So there was also something I mentioned on Twitter yesterday that there would be a special guest animator. And I don't necessarily want to talk too much about the animation because it goes some places. But our guest animator for our season finale is going to be none other than Devil Artemis. He's back, baby. It's going to be great. If you haven't seen Devil Artemis's work, he's worked with us on several death battles, as well as Death Race. If you haven't seen that, remember that show? We should do that again.
That was fun.
That was fun. Yeah.
So he's a fantastic animator, really good with action, really good with just fun shit. And he's jumping in to help with this fight. Not going to say anything else though, because I don't want to spoil too much. But it's gonna be really fun. So Saitama versus Popeye is gonna be airing for first members on the 19th. That's this upcoming Sunday, and then on YouTube on the 20th. And that will be the final episode of Death Battle 2021, the final episode of our 10-year anniversary season. Which I do want to point out, technically, Death Battle is now 11 years old. We had our birthday last week.
Yep.
I didn't even think, I think it was last week. I didn't even think about mentioning it in the last Death Battle cast. But yeah, Boba Fett versus Samus Aran aired on December 7th, 2010. So we're technically now 11 years old. Hey! We
need to change the logo on the closing doors now.
It's not gonna quite match up anymore. But no, I wanted to make this season our 10-year anniversary because it was, the most of the year was still the 10-year, 10th year. But either way, this will be our final 10-year anniversary episode. I know there are plenty of other episodes that people wanted to be part of this season. Same for us. There's a lot of other like legacy matchups or matchups that Death Battle has a history with that we are absolutely still going to do in the future. You guys know exactly what kind of matchups I'm talking about. Those are still going to happen, just obviously not this year because we could only do 16 episodes this year, but season 9 will be kicking off next year. Yes, it is official. We're going to have Death Battle Season 9. It is currently scheduled to premiere in March of 2022. So very excited to share that one with you. The first episode, we've been working on episodes for Season 9 for a little while now. And man, we got some great people coming in, new directors, new writers, to help out and just make some like really special episodes with a whole new like kind of spin on how things look and how things play out. It's going to be really cool. I'm excited. We also like are exploring new franchises. I know that's a thing that people have wanted us to focus on. There'll be new franchises, some that are like kind of out there. That I don't know if people ever expected us to touch on. So it's gonna be, I have no idea how some of these episodes are gonna like go in terms of like whether or not everybody's gonna be like totally on board with it or go, that's in Death Battle, interesting. So we'll see how that goes. It's gonna be neat though. I'm very excited to see how you guys react to it. And then last but not least, I do want to mention the Madara versus Aizen Q&A, because we talked about how we would be doing that. We are going to be doing that. Obviously not this today's episode. It will be the next Death Battle cast. But just to make this extra confusing, the next Death Battle cast is not going to be next week. So we will be taking a week off next week because of Christmas holidays.
There's this thing happening.
Things with family. Yeah, it's December. This thing usually happens for some of us. Holidays are here. People are taking their time off to spend time with family, friends, etc. So next week, everybody's taking a well-deserved, time off of Death Battle cast, and then we will be back for the last week of 2021 for our Q&A of Aizen versus Madara, and fuck it, Q&A for the whole year.
Yeah,
whatever. Send questions or comments
Get
to
the whole thing in.
at Death Battle on Twitter. What do you want us to talk about? It'll be our final episode for the year. Just for the year. Death Battle cast is still going to keep going. But it's a 10-year anniversary year, so let's make it a special final episode. It's going to be great. So that's going to be happening then.
We picked March for the debut because they were like, okay, we know we need to give Liam a month to play Elden Ring. He just has a month to himself where he's just
you gonna go hard on that one?
Yeah, I'm gonna go fucking hard. I don't care if I have to like fucking ghost into a Best Buy and get myself a PS5. I am playing Elden Ring. Damn it. It's happening. Been waiting. And then maybe we'll get Silksong the same month too. It's possible.
Boy, howdy, this man's asking for a lot. Jesus. You just think you're gonna surprise drop Silksong on you? No fanfare?
I think at this point it's been so long that kind of has to be. And there was some sort of like Nvidia leak or whatever that was like it might come out in February. I don't know. I didn't really look into it, but we'll see.
You think it's just gonna be a surprise drop?
I think it could totally be a surprise drop. I think because now it's like we're all just
surprise coming out next month kind of thing.
In February, hopefully. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Well, you heard it here first. Folks.
We watched the Nintendo Indies today, and I got my clown makeup ready because
All right.
It wasn't even mentioned. So
I think it's time to decide the result of the last community death battle of 2021. Can I just say, so we've been doing community death battles themselves, since I think almost the start of Death Battle Cast. But this new format where we've been like focusing on it and involving this like voting system and chat and whatnot has been so much fun. I know some people might watch us get like really into it and freak out and whatnot, go like, oh man, these nerds are super lame or whatever. I think it's hilarious whenever like Liam or Chad freaks out.
It's always a great. I
you guys do such a good job.
And I go, okay, here's a good beep beep beep. Here's a good freak out moment. Let's go.
Yeah, it's pretty great. This has been so much fun, and I appreciate you guys humoring this idea and going with it. All right, so let's figure out who wins between Neo and Wesker. So first and foremost, we always start with the Twitter responses. So let's go ahead and bring up the first one. Sam, if you want to read them off.
Yeah, sure. You can bring these old guys up here, Brian. Booyah. See Richie 21. Neo's fast-moving flight allows him to catch up to fast-moving vehicles and avoid giant explosions. Wesker never survived any type of explosion from a rocket launcher or bomb from Chris/Leon.
Never fought Leon.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he didn't survive because he was also in a volcano. Was the only time he got an explosion, right? I mean, I think actually before that, I mean, one of the things that throws Wesker off is I think what's her name? Is it Sheva from Sheva from the helicopter shoots a rocket launcher at him, which he does survive. It fucks him up for a second, but like that's what gives Chris the ability to like boulder him, I think, right?
Yes, yeah. He tanks some rocket.
But I will say that like Neo is going to be a lot faster, I feel like.
Yeah, and if Neo can hit with the force that creates a shockwave, like that's going to, a couple of those are going to compare to a rocket launcher at least.
They can both dodge bullets. What's with the speed?
But even just
one
around
can dodge bullets. One can dodge bullets. One can catch him with his mind.
I did see
pretty sure there's a difference.
Little
there
calc.
really is not.
I saw a little calc for Neo saying that if he flies from whenever they say it's 500 miles, then he needs to get to save Trinity in them. If he does it in 15 minutes, which is a reasonable amount of time, that's still over Mach 2. So that's pretty, you know, because I think they say he does it in just a few minutes. So 15 is pretty generous. It's, I mean, on the other side, though, I did just watch the like Oracle Smith versus Neo fight in the rain on my other monitor. Like, and let me tell y'all, that is not good stuff.
Whoa!
It's called out.
So it is.
You telling me that
so bad and cheesy at points?
That the second two Matrix movies are not as good as the first. Whoa!
Second
hot take, guys.
How does that work? My favorite cheesy frame from Reloaded, I believe, is when Neo is flying after to save Trinity, and there's one point where he's zooming through the city so fast that there's a shot of him, and then there's just like tons of cars flipping in the background behind him.
Yeah.
It looks so absurd and so ridiculous that he's flying that fast.
The fact that he's flying fast enough to create a vortex behind him that would like suck up cars. See, that's something we could probably actually like calc. And I would be really interesting because I bet that number, like the speed you would have to fly as a human body like this to make enough drag and turbulence to pick up fucking cars, it's got to be astronomical, right? Like it would probably be so fast that he'd actually get there in like a fraction of a second.
I don't remember. Does that flight end with a punch?
No, it ends with him.
He punches Trinity into
Trinity, right? But even then, like if you're flying that fast and you grab Trinity by the clothes, she is going to be torn to pieces, right? Like,
well, I mean, unless
seconds later, he phases through her body to take the bullet out of her body. Like he could grab her with that ability,
right?
You know,
because I was just thinking that might actually be where the island feat comes from, but I think it's from another punch speed feat. Either way. Awesome. Let's go ahead and get to the second tweet.
Wesker for the win. He's more experienced in hand-to-hand combat and is physically stronger. We can scale him to Mother Miranda, whose mold powers could destroy an entire village. Not to mention, he takes reaction speed because he dodges lasers. And with the Ouroboros virus, he's even stronger. So who's this Mother Miranda really quick? And
that's Resident Evil 8. That's Resident Evil 8.
Yeah, that's the other one. It's not Tall Girl.
The mold. No. Yeah. She's the crow lady.
Does he have mold too?
Does Wesker have mold? No.
Does he get moldy?
I'm trying to remember what the mold.
Moldy?
I'm trying to remember what the mold. I think the mold is connected to Wesker in some way. Connected to Ouroboros.
Is she in other Ouroboros, and that's why we can similarly scale them? I don't understand what the scaling thought.
I don't remember, but yeah, probably.
Okay, well, God, they're both so cheesy and shit too. Like that's the thing that really like sucks. I feel like
power can destroy an entire village. I mean, theoretically, the idea is that just Wesker's the most powerful villain we've ever seen in Resident Evil. Like, regardless, is that just the general idea there?
I think there was also that one time where he said, "I'm stronger than Mother Miranda," and would scream to her face.
Right.
Yeah.
Before the Mother Miranda character even existed, there was that one scene.
Well, they were
in
setting
Resident
it
Evil
up.
5.
They were setting it
up. Also, I think Destroy is weird here. Does her mold like go in and then the city fucking just disintegrates?
It's
or is
actually
it just like,
it's
yo,
a,
the
it's actually
city's
an
hella
entire,
moldy, no one wants to be here anymore.
It's actually
destroyed.
an entire
like, what? Like
it's an entire country that explodes, and then there's like the final boss is like you've been launched into the stratosphere by the explosion of the entire country, and then you're like falling and like punching Mother Miranda, and she's going, "If only you were as strong as Wesker, then you would destroy me easily." And then they like punch, and then like the earth like it explodes into pieces.
And this is Ethan Hunt doing this, a man who could hardly get out of a house.
Yeah.
Ethan who could not climb a
Ethan
fence.
Hunt?
Yeah.
Isn't that
what's his last name from Mission Impossible?
Mission Impossible.
Or is it
what's the RE7 in 8 protagonist name?
Tom Cruise was in Resident Evil 8.
Ethan Winters.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go Neo.
What?
Yeah. Okay.
I just dropped the planet.
I voted early. I know you weren't saying to vote yet.
I was about to get to it anyway, so I appreciate moving forward. Yeah. All right. We got one vote for Neo. Come on. Man, this is tough. So I do feel like Neo might have more to work with. By the way, chat, if you have not voted, do it like right now, because that vote's going to end in just a second. I am a little. I'm not entirely convinced that he'll be able to defeat Lava Monster Wesker. So I'm going with Wesker. All right. Neo's got one vote. Wesker's got one vote. Okay, we got 2 more votes to get to. So the first is the Twitter poll. Let's go ahead and bring up the Twitter poll. Wow, Neo annihilated the Twitter poll.
Yeah,
72% to 27%.
Yeah, kind of saw that coming. But I'm sure that the RT chat will have my back after absorbing my fucking sick arguments, just like Wesker absorbs people.
More like Lesker.
More like
Morsker.
No,
get out of here. Fuck you.
I do not want to end our last community death battle of the year on that shit.
Because we have
let's wrap up the poll and let's get those
RT
results
chat,
up here.
If you vote Wesker, then I'll do the Popeye voice.
It's too late. It's too late.
It's too late. The poll already ended. You could have bribed them way earlier, Liam.
There's also a no bribing policy on these polls.
Well, actually, technically,
that's not true.
Technically,
not true.
The rules are by any means necessary. So,
yeah.
Oh wow.
I mean, within reason.
Don't tell Chad that.
Strangled
He's gonna try and
Josh.
cheat.
Should probably add within reason to that for next year. Because nobody's gone too far with it just yet, but I guess they could.
What's this?
Let's go ahead and get those results up and see who wins. We got 2-1. Neo's got the lead, and he wins with 69% of the votes.
The
true resurrection number. Just in time.
Wow, Wesker all right. It is a little closer by 3% than the Twitter poll, but so Liam, you did manage to convince 3% more of the voters here. No,
Wesker wins.
Liam, our audio viewer listeners might be completely confused by this.
Wesker wins.
No, stop.
The Twitter chat and the RT poll went Wesker 100% to 0%.
All right, well,
and another 100%.
I'm sorry to say this, but Liam lies.
Wild news.
Liam
is telling the truth.
Trapped
Ben's
in his own
a liar.
I think
Matrix.
in the future, Brian, you should just be able to cut the mic on.
In the future, I need to not be late.
Whoever loses, they just
in the future, I
turn
need to
his fucking camera off.
In the future, I need to not be late to our DB cast meetings so that I don't get saddled with the fucking losing character.
What? All right. I am curious, since this is the last community death battle of this year, I'm very curious to know what you all think of just this format, how Death Battle Cast has sort of evolved over this year and what it's sort of become. I know things have been different. We don't do as many Q&As. We don't necessarily do all the things that we used to do with like talking about news stories and things like that. We bring on a lot more guests than we used to. We've had some amazing guests throughout the year. If you have not seen the last episode where we brought Dan Goubert from Seriously to do our finale for the Serial Mascot Battle Royale, you should definitely check that out. So let me know on Twitter what you think of this new Death Battle Cast and how this has gone over the year. What do you think it should change going into 2022? What you think should stick around? Because I'd love to hear your thoughts. So you can just let us know again at Death Battle on Twitter, or just in the chat for any Death Battle Cast. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting us through this year. Popeye versus Saitama is coming out this weekend, coming out this Sunday. I'm so excited for you guys to see it.
Can't wait.
Yeah, it's something.
Yeah.
All right. As always, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, be awesome. We'll catch you next week. Take care.
Bye.